There are three big reasons you should not use an online will or trust. I'm Orrin Ross, I'm an estate planning attorney, and a lot of people have realized that they need to create a will or trust, and they know that they have the option of doing that online through companies like LegalZoom or Suze Orman or any number of other companies. But there are three big reasons you should not do that. The first being that you don't know what you don't know. So a lot of people know that they might need to create a document. They don't know all the details that go into that document, and they don't know what other documents they need. If you go to one of these online services, they're asking you to pick out what you need. You might not know. Most people don't. Even a lot of lawyers don't know. So a lot of my clients say that they know enough to be dangerous, which means that they might know what they need or some of what they need, but they don't know everything, and the devil is in the details. So one of the issues with these online programs is that you have to go through and try to figure out what you need, and you also have to try to answer all these questions in your head when you might not even know what the questions are. That's why we go through a process to figure out who gets what, who's in charge of certain things, and we ask a lot of questions to figure out exactly where things should go, because there are a lot of details, tax issues, family issues that can come up later if you don't address them beforehand. The second reason you don't want to use an online program is because they just use cookie cutter forms. You get the same form that everybody else in the country gets. It's basically fill in the blank, and you can't tailor it to your situation. So if you want to have something a little bit different, you don't have that ability. That's one of the reasons you should not use these companies, because they're just basically throwing a document at you. They're not allowing you to edit anything. They're not answering your questions. They're not helping you figure out what you should and should not do. And if you have any issues, then you're just out of luck. And a lot of these documents aren't even state specific. So if you create a will in Georgia, you should have state specific law in it. But these companies are trying to sell these documents to as many people as they can all over the country. So they're not specific to your state. So a lot of these documents, when you create them, it'll say, take this to a local attorney and have them add some state-specific language. And a lot of times they're not even up to date. Laws change pretty regularly, and these companies don't want to be held responsible for keeping everything up to date in all 50 states. And then the third reason that you really shouldn't use these companies is that they're not actually providing legal services. They're just selling you a computer program that tells you where things are going to be. So if you get something wrong, if there's a typo, or if their form isn't correct, it's not valid, then you're just out of luck. If you use an attorney and we create a will or trust for you and we mess something up, we have insurance. You can sue our insurance company and you'll get paid for what we messed up. With these companies, you don't really get that option. There have been a lot of lawsuits, especially with LegalZoom. There are a lot of class actions and in multiple states, but they haven't really been all that successful because LegalZoom has this little indemnification clause built into your contract. So that clause says that the legal information on their site and applications is not guaranteed to be correct, complete, or up to date. And if you need legal advice, you should consult an attorney in your area. So again, they'll create these documents for you. I've had a lot of clients who try to use Suze Orman, the online trust system, and they said that they got to the end of it and they said they needed to take this to a local attorney to add in all the state-specific language. And if you ask me to add in language to an already existing trust, that's going to end up costing more, because it takes longer for me to edit someone else's documents and go through and figure out what should be there and what isn't there than it would be for me to just create my own documents outright for you. So you would end up paying for our services and the cost of that online program. So there are a lot of reasons not to go through an online program to create a will or a trust. It's best if you use an actual attorney who can tailor things specifically for your situation and help you figure out what you do and don't need to do so that things are as simple and affordable for your family as possible after you pass away. So if you have any questions about estate planning, you can give us a call at 678-250-4281, or you can email me at oren@orenrosslaw.com.